Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, participants, fellow valuers, and colleagues. This is an honor for me to chairing this session that is titled Technology Advancement, Role of Data, and also the role of AI in advancing valuation profession. And we are delighted to have speakers come from many parts of the world and many professional background to participate in this session. And I would like to invite our first speaker, Mr. Li Heng, to come to the stage. Just a brief introduction of Mr. Li Heng. He is the Vice President of Business Transformation in Corica. So this association actually is a collaborative initiative between the government, industry, academia, and all stakeholders in this digital world. And we would like to have Mr. Li Heng to explain the development of AI in Indonesia. So please, the time is yours.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Good morning everyone. And let me introduce myself before I begin to deliver my presentation and also waiting for the presentation deck to be displayed here. My name is Li Heng and I am the Vice President of Corica, responsible for industry and business. Professionally, I've been experienced in the IT business for about 21 years. And for the last 17 years, I am in the technology distribution business, where I get to learn a lot of new technologies, including AI, including IoT, cybersecurity, cloud, and anything in between as well. And the last 14 years, I am with Metro Data Group. 10 years with Sinex Metro Data Indonesia, currently as a director. My company is the largest technology distribution business in Indonesia. Our revenue was $1.2 billion last year. And in this morning topic, I'm delivering the Building Indonesia's AI Future, Accelerating Growth Through Innovation and Collaborations. This is the agenda. So the first one is that I'm going to highlight Indonesia's digital ambition, and then I will introduce who we are, Corica, and how do we really fund in the area of AI in Indonesia today, and what are the development, the current state of AI in Indonesia, and then I'm going to go through the building blocks of AI Indonesia within our national AI strategy framework. And of course, our role, Corica, in accelerating AI in Indonesia, as well as contributing to the regional and global standard as well. And last but not least, I'm going to wrap up with call to action as well. So the first one is that, as also been mentioning as well by these keynotes by Mr. Thomas, is that our economic ambition is toward the centennial year of Indonesia, which is the 100 years of anniversary of Indonesia in 2045, which is we aspire to be the leading global economy of the world, number 5. We are aiming to be number 5. Today, we are in 2022, we are ranked number 17. If I'm not mistaken, in the 2020 4 that just ended, we are about 16, number 16. And we are aiming into 2045 in becoming the number 5 or top 7 global economy of the world. In order to do that, of course, we need a leaping forward. And the way to get the breakthrough through it is that we are going through the journey of digital economy development, which our government for the past decade during President Jokowi has been focusing on to that. And the result is also proven with what happened with our growth as well as being highlighted by Mr. Thomas earlier. Corica, who we are. So Corica basically established as a part of National Strategy AI Indonesia. Corica stands for Collaborations Research Innovation Industry for Artificial Intelligence. And the National Strategy of AI Indonesia was released in 2020 by BPPT. BPPT stands for the Agency for Assessment and Application Technology in Indonesia. This is actually the government institution that was responsible for technological research and implementation back in the days. This document was formalized in the 2020 by the former Vice President Maruf Amin at that time. In the chapter 8, it points out that this document needs to carry out by an organization to orchestrate the quad helix. That's why, as Ibu Rengganis was mentioning before, that we are focusing on government, industry, academia, and community as well. And Corica specifically designated as an orchestrator in the page 187 of that document. And through the BPPT initiative, the Artificial Intelligence Innovation Center, PICA, was created to implement the national strategy of Indonesia through the working groups. And this working group was responsible to establish Corica back in the days. Hence, Corica was established in 2021. And we intend to become an organization that is inclusive, professional, transparent, adaptive, agile, independent, and focused on value creation for all stakeholders. And we have a very deep root with the government since my chairman, Professor Dr. Hamam Riza, was the former BPPT head. And some of the founders within our organization are coming from the government as well, including Professor Bambang Brojonegoro, which is currently sit as the special advisor for economics for President Prabowo, which prior to that, in the previous cabinet of President Jokowi, he was ministers as well. And also sitting there at the founder level is that Dr. Budi, Hari Budiarto, Dr. Hari Budiarto. He is right now heading the Human Capital Development at ComDigi, which is the Minister of Communication and Digital, which formerly known as the Ministry of ICT Indonesia, basically. Earlier this year, during January, I was sharing with CNBC Indonesia in regards with the trend adoption of AI in 2025 and how Indonesia is going to be able to keep up with the global race per se. As I mentioned earlier as well that, during the past decade, we've been focusing on digital economy and creative. And I think this is a way for us to leap forward, to be able to get to where we are aiming to be in 2045. And digital economy in Indonesia in 2024, which is last year, contributing around 90 billion US dollar, which is the largest in Southeast Asia. We have the AI national strategy, and it is actually due for revision. We learn as well from our neighboring country, Singapore, that is more advanced in the term of adopting AI and has policy on it as well. They already released their own version of 2.0, which we're going to have the revision as well for our own national AI strategy. Plus, Indonesia is a big population. We are quite diverse, and we are quite unique a way that we are made of islands, archipelago. Many survey, including Microsoft and LinkedIn last year, saying that 92% of our workers already using Gen AI at their work, which is compared to the global about 75% and APAC averagely 83%. We are above average. And this is an advantage for us, meaning that our people, especially in the working level, already familiar with AI technology, which is make it easier for us to introduce AI technology in their job to make their job more efficient and effectively as well. The new government, fortunately, also going to continue the policy of President Jokowi. So President Prabowo, new cabinet reflected that commitment on digital economy and creative, as well as the new emerging technologies as well. As you can see on the keynotes by Mr. Thomas, as well as in the ComDigi, which is the Ministry of Communication and Digital, we have a new Directorate General that looking after specifically for digital ecosystem. Last but not least, of course, we have the largest mega project in our lifetime, which is the new capital city of IKN. That's going to be a standing beacon for our future smart and sustainable future city of Indonesia. Another update by last February, our Vice Minister of ComDigi, Pak Nesar Patria, together with my chairman of Korika, Dr. Hamam Riza, Professor Dr. Hamam Riza, attended the AI Action Summit 2025 to presenting the readiness assessment methodology to UNESCO. And this readiness assessment methodology is actually a standard framework, a guidance on UNESCO recommendation on ethical AI, on how we use AI responsibly as a nation. It provides comprehensive global standards to assess a country's readiness to adopt AI ethically. It covers many key areas such as legal, regulatory, social and cultural, education and research, economy, technology and infrastructures. And we are the first country in Southeast Asia that delivering this readiness assessment methodology.
Pak Lee Heng, you have 1 minute remain.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I quickly go through the framework. Basically, we have building blocks, which we have 5 building blocks. Underlying it is the ethical AI rules and policies. We understand that the AI national strategy is important for us to optimize the economic challenge, mitigating the impact on national security, mitigating the job placement, and encouraging the inclusivity and resolving data data governance issues and increasing public trust as well. We focus on the quad helix. Our role is to accelerate AI, coordinating with many parties, including government, industry, academics, as well as community. And I'll wrap up. As I said, Indonesia's AI future is being written today. As we cannot live without internet, we cannot live without AI in the near future. And it is proven, and we're going to adapt, and we have to move forward to go toward our ambition 2045. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Lee Heng. So I would like to add on the data from the morning opening speech by our Vice Minister, Pak Thomas Ciwandono, so that our digital maturity by sector, actually financial services and trade and retail already quite advanced in the development of the digital technology and the application of it. So to also highlight the fact that 92% of office workers in Indonesia, that's already surpassed the 75% of global usage of generative AI. That is quite interesting fact if people see Indonesia and the stage of technology and AI application in our day-to-day work. So with that, I would like to invite our second speaker, Mr. Dwight Fonseca. So he has a education background as well as data analytics and visualization. And it will be interesting to hear technology development or application, not from valuer profession, but from external professions, such as you are a data analytics expert, as well as also academia, and that will really widen our understanding of technology application. Please, with this, your time is yours.
Hi, very good morning to everyone. Minister Yang Terhormat, Board of Directors, fellow distinguished guests. So my name is Dwight, so I'm going to present on topic of how data analytics and data visualization can really play a part in terms of property valuation. Okay. All right, so in my speech today, I'm more focused on use cases in Singapore, in three main areas of residential, commercial, and industrial. And I'll try to focus on how we can use the insights from analytics and visualization to assist in our decision making in those areas. All right, so let's start off with what is property valuation. Now, currently, the state of property valuation does need a lot of data, but there are gaps, there are problems in getting those data. Sometimes the data is not real time. It takes weeks to collect. Sometimes the data is of poor quality. Sometimes the data is may not be in bits and pieces here and there. So digital transformation is here to change all that. Digital transformation with automation tools and AI tools will address those gaps, address those biases in data in a way. So we can see here the property valuation to accuracy and innovation. We have the purposes of property valuation to reduce risk, integrate technology into those decision-making stages. Okay. So what are the analytics, what are the insights that we can possibly get from data visualization as well as AI tools? So you can see here we can get market trend identification, decision-making. Algorithms can decide on our behalf whether a property is high risk, high value, and so forth. Okay, we can also, it's a much better leap ahead than the traditional valuation methods. And we can also, in many ways, through AI and through the tools, benchmark certain properties that we know against other models. Can I have the next slide? Okay, all right. Sorry, okay, so what are the types of visualization that we can get from the data? As you can see, there are many types of visualization, such as time series analysis, heat maps, scatter plots, geography maps. So all these involve data from different data sources put together, so we have a holistic view of what's going on in the valuation market. Okay, so it's very important to understand when we value property, it's not just from one source. We need to value the property from many data sources, fit it together to have a holistic view of what's going on. So many visualizations, of course, gives us an insight into different angles of the property market. Okay, as you can see from the screen, there are the advantages of data visualization. Okay, it's very easy to communicate what the data is saying to investors and stakeholders through graph and chart. Okay, so this is the advantage to show the strengths in the market, to show the strengths in the trend and so forth. So I have a small demo in Power BI. So give me a minute while I loads up. Yeah, okay. Thank you. So as you can see, there are many tools available to enable to do visualization. So forecast is one of them. Okay, so I'll ask the crew to do a simple forecast using the data. Using data and simple tools like Power BI, we can understand strengths in the business. What influences rental index to increase, for example? What kind of areas in the market have higher opportunities and so forth? Okay, you can see certain trends in the graph. We can see rising trends, and many simple tools like Power BI enables us to identify opportunities, identify trends, identify strengths. You can see here simple tools like forecast, and even just a click of a button. The Power BI AI tool, AI features enable us to quickly derive insights from the data. Very simply, but it's a click of a button. Okay, we can break it down into different areas like office, retail, and so forth. Enables us to segment the data very easily. So this is the advantage of data analytics. We have very clear, very customized and segmented insights on the market today. Okay, can I have the next visual? Okay, even you can have three-dimensional visuals on the market. Okay, you can even, looking at things from multiple perspectives, you can see what are the opportunities in valuation, from office, for retail, for office buildings and so forth. Okay? All right. Is the trend going up consistently? Is it a consistent trend? Even heat maps, you can see, identify different areas and so forth. Okay, a HDB area, landed property, which property have higher per square foot valuation and so forth. And by observing these trends and ensuring they are consistent, we can identify areas where property valuation is high. Okay, thank you. Can I have the PowerPoint slide? So as you can see from the tree graph, data visualization definitely has a lot of benefits. We can clearly identify where the opportunities lie in valuation. All right. Okay, so I'll break down my presentation into three main parts. Residential, as you can see, residential has involved a lot of transactions. There are lots of transactions in residential every day. Okay, we need to be able to predict, as you can see from simple tools like forecasting, you can predict future values, identify resale patterns and trends, undervalued properties, for example, they have high potential but they're undervalued and we can take advantage and invest in them early. Commercial property, okay, for example, what is a prime location to locate a building that's undervalued? Older property, also as with stable occupancy, can also be an area of investment and opportunity. We can also understand from the graph and the chart and the patterns where are the areas that are undervalued and have high opportunity for future growth. Again, in industrial area, again, emerging industrial zone, overdeveloped industrial region, we can identify them clearly by looking at the patterns of the transaction data. Okay, so now we want to understand with technological advancements, what are the opportunities in valuation for people here? So we can have a lot of assessment, a lot of AI tools to assess people who want to take loans for property and so forth, tailored solutions for people, and also enable us to have more tools to enable the common person to be able to access data, access tools, to be able to do proper valuation. Okay, already in Indonesia, there's some apps available taking advantage of these tools, like Pinhome, Lamodi, and 99Co. They already have, fintech is a huge area of industry opportunity to be able to get data and be able to make analytics and AI out of it. So you must understand a lot of apps already available out there. They are collecting a lot of data. They are huge gold mine for data which you can use to create more AI models and so forth. Okay, so what is the future outlook of valuation? As you can see, we already have a lot of AI integration in a lot of our models here and there. Okay, so the future could be things like blockchain, satellite imagery, augmented reality, and so forth. So right now, the current hot tools are mostly AI and blockchain IoT. But who knows what the future may hold? Okay, with more and more tools, more and more areas of insights evaluation, we can actually employ more technology. All right, that's all I have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Dwight. That's very insightful. So how we could use data visualization to help valuers identify the trend in the market, and also how this could be expanded in the financial service industry. So we then would come to the third speaker, so we will invite Ms. Zhang CPV MRIX. She's the partner at China Alliance Appraisal. So she's a professional business valuers from China. Please give applause to Ms. Zhang. So I think now the time is yours. She will deliver presentation about application of technology in the business valuation.
Thank you for the introduction. Morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. As a valuer, I've been working in the valuation industry for over 10 years, and I have seen firsthand how technology is transforming this industry. Technological means can make the valuation work more efficient. For example, the application of drones in inventory counting, remote investigation replacing the on-site work, and electronic working papers replacing the cumbersome paper ones. However, these are all preparations before the actual valuation work and do not touch the core content of valuation, which is valuation estimation. With the development of AI, intelligent models can think like humans, faster, cheaper, and in some cases, more accurate. In our recent survey on the application of machine learning in valuation, a considerable proportion of valuers expressed concerns about AI, fearing that the valuation business might be taken over by machines. The fear of AI mainly stems from a lack of understanding. I think there is still a long way to go from the application of AI technology to the one-click generation of reports. AI technology has two main branches, expert systems and machine learning. Expert systems stores knowledge and experience of expert in terms of rules, logic, etc. in a computer to form a knowledge base. They can explain their reasoning process and decision-making basis to users. However, obtaining knowledge from domain experts and encoding it into the computer to form the knowledge base is a complex and time-consuming process. It's also lacking flexibility. The current mainstream AI models are centered on machine learning, which solves problems by automatically learning patterns and regulatories from a large amount of data, without relying on predefined rules and capable of handling more ambiguous issues. For example, the commonly used models in China, such as Doubao, Kimi, and DeepSeek, are all based on machine learning technology. In our daily work, we can use AI for auxiliary tasks, such as conducting background research and quickly reading a large number of documents. You need to give them clear instruction, define the scope, and let them do the hard and basic work. However, in professional valuation, AI faces the following issues. The field of professional valuation requires high quality, accurate, and reliable data to train AI models. Obtaining such kind of data can be challenging. If the training data is incomplete or of poor quality, the AI model may generate low-quality, erroneous content, rendering the results unusable and even misleading for decision-making. The professional valuation field involves a large amount of sensible data, such as companies' financial information and business secret. When using AI models, it's crucial to ensure the privacy and security of this data to prevent leaks and misuse. Concerns about data privacy and security can limit the sharing and utilization of data, thereby affecting the training and application of AI models. Despite significant advancement in many areas, AI models still lack of sufficient accuracy in the field of professional valuation. AI models, especially deep learning models, are often regarded as black boxes, with decision-making processes that are difficult to understand and explain. In professional valuation, valuers and regulatory bodies need to understand why an AI model makes a particular decision. Since valuers are ultimately responsible for signing off on the valuation report, they cannot endorse model results that they cannot explain. Given the above characteristics, valuation conclusions directly derived from AI models are more suitable as a basis for subsequent pricing. For example, in judicial auction, they can serve as a starting bid basis. However, they should not be directly used for pricing in projects such as agreement transfers. Take the application of AI in China's judicial auction data as an example. Currently, there are 3 firms in the judicial network inquiry platform list: Jingdong, ICBC, and Taobao. These 3 firms provide reports for 2 types of assets: real estate and vehicles. The court takes the average of all results as a valuation price. On one hand, the difference between the 3 firms' results are quite large in some cases, with about 10% of cases having a different rate exceeding 100%. Such a scale of difference is hard to appear in traditional reports. On the other hand, the 3 firms can basically achieve a response and issuance of the report within a few minutes after the data input. What's more, they provided the reports for free to the court as an added value to other services. The application of AI in judicial auction indeed poses a threat to valuers, as it far surpasses the current valuation firms in terms of cost and report issuance speed. In fact, the report issued by 3 firms do not meet the requirement of the law of the People's Republic of China on asset appraisal for valuation reports. Their valuation results are not directly used as transaction prices, but as a starting bid price for judicial disposal. In the face of low cost and high speed, the users have a higher tolerance for the results. For statutory valuation reports, the methods we will adopt need to comply with valuation standards and be able to explain the rationality of the conclusion. At present, it's urgent to solve the issue of the explainability and accuracy of AI valuation. There are some methods to enhance them in terms of data processing, model construction, and so on. But now the most critical aspect is still the data level. As mentioned earlier, the application of AI in valuation is mainly focused on the assets such as real estate and the vehicles. In fact, the largest business for Chinese valuation firms currently still comes from equity valuation. We track and collect about 5,000 publicly released equity transaction cases each year, but due to the lack of key feature values, less than 25% of the data can be used for AI modeling. Among the remaining 25%, the available feature values are also very limited, only including basic information such as industry, asset size, and net profit. For equity valuation, these data are far from sufficient to support a reasonable valuation result, and they are also far from the quantity required for AI modeling. Despite the current obstacles mentioned above, the prospects for its application will still quite promising. We can gradually address these issues from the following aspects in the future. As mentioned earlier, there is a lack of publicly available equity case data, However, from another perspective, a large amount of non-public active valuation case data actually exists in the hands of valuation firms. These data are all obtained in the due diligence and have very rich feature values. How to unlock the value of this data is a challenge. To establish a professional AI valuation model, valuers need to be involved and understand the principle of AI model construction. Some universities have set up AI-related courses in their evaluation programs, which is a good start. We, the practicing valuers, also need to enhance our relevant skills and embrace the new change. The valuation results obtained by applying AI models not only need to be explained to clients, but also have to withstand the scrutiny of regulatory bodies. The top-level design must be ahead of the game to avoid potential chaos in the initial application phase. The China Appraisal Society has already conducted a series of studies in this regard, exploring the effective ways to apply machine learning technology in the valuation industry, from model construction to the matching corporate governance. During the preparation for this speech, the AI assistant helped me a lot. I tried to let it value a simple financial tool. It quickly gave me the conclusion and analysis process. However, when I questioned its current result, thinking it was too high or too low, it would always agree with me and provide another version of the result each time. This is quite interesting. The growth of AI is astonishing, but the more specialized the field, the more necessary is to plan its growth path. Today, we can participate in its planning and generation. In the future, I think the application of AI in valuation can free us from a large amount of low value-added work, allowing us to focus more on value mining itself. I'm willing to contribute my effort to this and look forward to the day when it arrives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dang, for really highlighting the fact of how technology could improve the valuation accuracy through model and training optimization, data collection and standardization through the digitization, yeah, and then also industry collaboration. We will touch base on that later in the Q&A session. And now I would like to invite our fourth speaker, Mr. Mr. Zinghui Zhang. Sorry, your family name is almost the same. Please come to the stage. So, Mr. Zinghui Zhang is the CEO of Beijing Xinliu Guigu Sci and Tech company, and this company actually specializing in the AI valuation. So this will be quite insightful for all of us to hear his presentation. Please, time is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Xinhui Zhang. The Xinhui is given name. Let me explain a little bit about my name. The Xinhui, if you pronounce in Chinese, Xinhui means happy to see you. So when you meet your Chinese friends in the future, just shake hands and say my name, Xinhui. Okay. Today I am especially happy because it is, for me, the first time to be in Indonesia with thousands of islands. Just yesterday, I just take a boat off the island to go to another small island and spent 5 hours there. It is an optimal experience. It feels very good. So that's why my company's name comes from. My company's name is called Flow. The Flow is from a sector of psychology. There's a book titled Flow, the Psychology of Optimal Experience. So here, I have the good experience. The third one I would like to tell you, especially, it is the first time for me to see so many valuers have such big gathering to talk about value and valuation under the same roof. So, thank you. So, I believe we will have a value-added conference and make the world more valuable afterwards. Thank you very much. I will start my presentation today. I will talk about the things from a practical one. Because in the past 10 years, I just started my company to do research or develop Microsoft to serve the valuers or the startups boss to get money. Oh, okay. After the 10 years experience, there's one main thing always in my mind. In this digital era, what's the most important thing for people? I found it is thinking things. So I said, everybody in the digital era or living in a digital life, they should lead the future with a digital-first mindset. I found that many people just believe now it's already a digital era and digital things influence every aspect of life. But in action, they just did maybe backward. So today, we just set up an idea. Just let the thinking way to lead our actions really enter into the digital era. Just one more thing you can see. Over the next decade, 70% of the new value will be created by digital platforms. So now everybody will emphasize the economic things every day. So the new things, new economic growth will grow from digital platform. The second one, we can see this, the digital transformation market from 2023 to 2031. There will be an average CAGR of 23.24. It is a big growth, especially for Asia Pacific. We register a robust CAGR of 24.39%. It is the biggest growth rate all over the world. Because of that, in the digital economy, so just from 10 years ago, we just devoted ourselves to develop digital tools to serve the Chinese SMEs. We just established in that year and developed maybe more than 23 softwares to serve the SMEs. How can we work? In China, we have more than 35 OTCs. OTCs are a bridge to serve the SMEs. So we have the close connections with OTC. They just find out the small and little companies who would like to raise money. So they use our tools to make valuation for their own companies. Then they go to the investors and have a good negotiation with investors. We already served more than 10,000 companies, but on the area of OTC, they have 140,000 SMEs to serve. This is the credentials for us. There's two things I should emphasize. There's one, we just draft the valuation standards for small and medium enterprise. we did that job with the Chinese Association of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise. Why this is important? Because usually, on the global way, the standards are written maybe mainly for the investors, especially in the capital market. So we writing these standards for the SMEs, for the boss of SMEs who want to find out the money, but they don't know how much their company is worth. So this is the different point of view. Another thing is we did a research project underlines the China Securities Regulatory Commission. This is a branch of the State Council who regulates and supervises the Chinese capital market. We just use the technologies, the AI software, to serve the small and medium-sized enterprise already call attention from the Chinese government organs. That is very important. But these two things, we just implanted all over China. This is our website. So we develop the products or the tools to serve the SMEs. At the very beginning, we call it online products. But now, we call them AI products because the definition and the names developed and changed from time to time. Okay, please make a display for our website to show the audience how it works. Okay. If you look at this is a real website, the front page of our company. Okay, just pull it down. But look at the name of this system. We call it Black AI Investment and Financing System. So, investment and financial system, it defines our scope of service. The black does not mean we have a black box to do it, but we do it transparently. Black is a name just in memory of an American economist called Fisher Black. Fisher Black, because there's a Black-Scholes equation in memory of him. But these things, we have three different, look at that's the right side, we have three branch systems. One just for data monetization. The second one is for the fundraisers. The third one is for investors. Okay. But all this, just stop here. All these names, the left column, the AI evaluation and AI DD and AI tracking, means in continuous way to do the valuation for small companies. We will see in the past 3 years, for example, how the value is changed from time to time. Another thing is we just have the software to do valuation for fund, for CV or equity fund. Okay, please click the website and to show how does it work. Okay, first, we have to register on website. Okay, first we have to fill up the basic information. Actually, in China, we already have the tools to pick up the information from the third-party sources. It doesn't need for the people to fill it up by person. So this is the basic information. Another part, we have the valuation metrics, but the metrics is shown by questions. The people just read the question and just tick up the answer. Okay, we have 32 questions altogether. Okay, this one is mainly depend on the financial metrics. That's the
Yeah, it would be better
I'm sorry,
if
it is
this is
Chinese.
translated
It's
in
Chinese.
English.
Okay,
get
that's
better
all
understanding.
for the display. If anyone is interested to see it, please go to our website. It's www.flccc.com. Okay, this is an instruction for how many models we have, and how to do the valuation or diagnosis or BP, or DD, or AI tracking and AI fund. All of those are our products. Okay. Does that work? Okay. Okay. This is the report. After filling the forms or answer the questions, this valuation report will be produced automatically. So all of the contents and what we do the report depend on, which also there's a visualization charts or diagrams. Okay. All those words are written by machines, and everything will be done by machine automatically. Okay, this is a new thing in China. It's for AI data. It means we just do AI valuation. Because 2 years ago, the Ministry of Finance of China just launched an interim provision for data sources. In China, the accountants can put the company's data sources into the balance sheet as asset. So this is a new single asset to be valued for company. This is a new thing. We already developed the software to do the valuation. In fact, we help the companies to find out which data sources can be data asset and can be accounted in balance sheet. This is a new job for us to help the company to design the data as a product first. Okay. This is a report for data valuation. That's all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang. So basically, the AI valuation system that has been created actually is very helpful for the SME companies in China. So that's more over 140,000 companies under this OTC scheme that is assisted through this AI valuation system. Yeah, and that will make these companies get funding through the system, and this make the valuation actually faster and also having accuracy, yeah, in the process. Okay, so then this will get us to the last speaker that will deliver a topic that most Indonesians are actually very, like one of the hottest topic about our new capital city called Nusantara in East Kalimantan, and how digital transformation is actually implemented in this new capital. So with that, we would invite Professor Dr. Insinyur Ali Barawi to the stage to deliver his presentation. Please, Pak.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow valuers. Today I would like to presenting you the theme that connected to this conference on advancing smart governance, the use of technology, data, and AI implementation in Nusantara capital city. Can someone upload the file, please? Right, brilliant. So the existing system currently has a few things that need to be improved, particularly on the silo system between ministries, between other agencies, and the use of AI will improve the current system on how we come up with a more collaborative, flexible, and agile works in Nusantara. Given the situation in the next slide, we publish actually the blueprint of Smart City of Nusantara. In our blueprint that can be downloaded through our website, we set up 6 domains of Smart City that includes with 21 subdomains and 67 features that be provided to enhance the Nusantara Smart City profile. It includes from smart governance, smart transportation, smart living, smart nature, resources and environment, smart industry and human resources, even further on the smart built environment and infrastructure. But for this conference, I'll talk through on the smart governance and how it relates to public services, including how we use the technology in order to come up with a better planning that accommodate this parcel prices and extra. So for those 6 domains in the next slide, we have 67 features for each domain, including, for example, smart transportation. We use the proof of concept before we plan to implement, like Sky Taxi, autonomous tram, and extra. And now, for the smart governance, we're responsible to build the smart services to provide a better public service. This is the current state progress of our system. For the Smart City application, you can download IKN Now, or we said it, I Know. Through your mobile phone, you go to Apple Store or Google Play, then you can download, then you get more information regarding the progress, the project progress of IKN, the places to visit and extra. All information has been provided in I Know. Even further, we use AI, in which you can ask anything to our Tarabot in I Know. So you get more comprehensive perspective, information on the new capital city of Nusantara. We have also on our first command center that we built in order to monitor and to run all information related to project progress, information, any information related to ICANN. We have one map Nusantara for urban planning system, one data portal and Simpan ICANN. All the green one has been done, and we are in the stage of the red tick checkline. We have the EduTara for the learning management system, chatbot, Lapor ICANN, Digital ID Now, and Pintara, Pindah Nusantara, that we are building it to ease the public servant to move to Nusantara. Next, you can access the INO and Pintara under the project completion to provide information on office, residential allocation, and extra. Next, for the one data implementation in Nusantara, we have a data list and priority data for ICANN 2025, regulation and implementation of one data, portal big data, and also data storage and security facility. For the digital application, we have Lantara, EduTara, learning process. This is the initiative apps that will be even enhanced in the next future ahead, in which we provide the digital library for everyone in Nusantara, for school students, university students, for publics. So there's no lack of progress for those who like to study. So everyday knowledge resources will be accessed through EduTara, the Pintara, Portal Data, dan Pustara. Next. This is under construction and soon will be finished. One map Nusantara, all the land use, parcels information, and price of the land will come up from one map Nusantara. For those who like to invest, you can access our Investara apps, in which we convey all information for the potentials and interest and Nusantara projects. Next, this is how we do the one data integration together with colleagues from Kemenpan, BKN, and Extra in order to ease the process of moving from Jakarta to Nusantara. We also use for the object detection illegal buildings development, illegal activities through our drone, in which we can scan up and we find out where's the illegal activity that has been conducted in ICANN area. And then we use smart features of AI through proof of concepts, including we applied for the advanced traffic management system. Within that time, ICANN is still a project under construction, so we use a colleague from Balikpapan City to assist on the advanced traffic management system, surveillance technology, cyber security, and extra. So this is our milestone until 2028 on how we use the big data and data analytics to provide better services for publics. And this is the snapshot. The last one is on our brainware capacity for the public servant as well as public society. We have Nusantara Technology House, in which all the technology has been demonstrated in the technology house from all over the world. We receive about 16,000 visitors from 22 countries, and we conduct within these consecutive years on Coding Mom, Coding Difabel, in which the housewife has been trained to build a website to marketing their products, the small medium enterprise. And we also, from green transformation, we have a Solar Mama training. We believe that all locals will be capital city citizen. That's why we need to enhance the capacity, competency to be the capital city citizen. And last but not least, we employ the participatory future workshop together with colleagues from abroad, our partners, in which we provide the forum that allowing all citizens to come up with their ideas on how we plan the Nusantara as a global city for all. With that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Ali Brawi. So actually, if we think about this new city, it is located in the previously just a forest land, ya Pak, and that will be transformed into a smart city. What a lot of work to be done to materialize the vision. So we will talk about it also, especially I would address the issue of building human capital in that particular topic. So now we enter the Q&A session. Although we have a limitation of time, but I hope that we could still have a fruitful discussion. And I would like to start with questions to Pak Lee Heng. In your presentation, we understand that Indonesia currently is still a developing economy, but aim to become a developed economy by 2045. It's envisioned as Indonesia Emas or Golden Indonesia in 2045 through a digital economic development breakthrough. And you also mentioned that we are the first country in Southeast Asia that already built this readiness assessment methodology framework to assess the readiness of Indonesia in the adoption of AI. So could you update us on what is the current status of Indonesia in establishing this ethical AI ecosystem and how to accelerate this digital transformation?
Thank you, Bu Anis. And of course, given that we the one who developed the readiness assessment methodology first in Indonesia, I think we have quite make a lot of progress in that area. We released it during February. And then, in fact, this week, last Monday, we just had a kickoff as well with ComDG and Korika as well in developing the roadmap AI of Indonesia. And within that roadmap AI framework is going to be a 5 years period of time for us to be able to set the goals as well as the working target in order for us to implement AI, including ethically, ethical issues is one of the things that we are going to implement as well. There will be a lot of discussion. In fact, it's already happening since the beginning of the year with ComDG, with the Ministry of Communication and Digital, inviting various industry to discuss the aspiration as well as the inputs from the industry in regards with the policy. what are the things that need to be regulated, as there are a lot of already happening within Indonesia, a policy that is already there. Like, for example, the personal data protection law and how that impact with the AI policy, let's say, if we are going to release that. That's first. And second, of course, with regards of the national AI strategy as well, we're going to release the second version as well, as all the stakeholders acknowledge that we need to update our national AI strategy. The first one was released in 2020, and today is already 2025. Hence, we need to update it with the current latest dynamic in technology changes, as well as geopolitical economic condition, based on our failures of Pancasila. Yeah.
So if we want to assess this AI national strategy that already back in 2020, we could see that in the website to learn further of the AI national development strategy.
Oh, okay. For the first document for the national AI strategy, you can find it on the internet. You can download it as well for that document. And we're going to make a second revision, but it is undergoing on the process itself. It's not done yet, or it's not beginning yet in the term of process, because it's going to be involving many stakeholders within government itself. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very important document. I guess if we really want to develop our transformation, digital transformation. So my second question is to Dwight. So your background is in data analytics, also AI and machine learning, and you highlight the fact of how traditional valuation is inferior compared to algorithmic valuation, or AI-based valuation in the advanced state. So how valuers should integrate the technology into valuation by implementing data analysis and visualization that you have mentioned before, considering that in Indonesia, transaction data is scarce and not formally recorded still. So there is no property, national property data center. And do you have any suggestion on how to tackle this issue and to promote more accuracy in the valuation?
Okay. Although in Indonesia there's no central repository for transaction data and property, but not to say that that's not the end of the story. You can still have many other alternative sources to collect data. So for big data sets, you must understand it's not just from one source, it's from multiple sources. They fit the data together from multiple sources to see a holistic view of what's going on in the market. So alternative data sources could be, for example, in Indonesia, there are many apps like Lamodi and other apps that collect transaction data. So if you can tap into that data source, it's possible. Property agents, they definitely keep a record of some of their transaction data. For when people and agents advertise certain house for sale and certain property that is available, there's a lot of ads floating around on social media, a lot of ads in maybe newspapers and things like that. So that is another source of data. You can just compile that, use an AI tool to scrape the data. Websites that advertise things. So these are all sources of data. So you can just, even though there's no central place, but it's scattered in different locations. So it's up to the person to find out where can I take advantage of this data floating around here and there, pull them together into a holistic data set. Once you have a big enough data set with lots of data from different fields, that's a very good data source for you to judgment. So having said that, once the data model has been created, right, you can actually proxy it with certain similar environments. For example, creating an AI model to evaluate property in Jakarta as opposed to another rural area is a different model. So you can actually validate the model using similar cities, maybe like in Malaysia and so forth. So like a proxy, is my model accurate? Is what I'm doing correct? And so forth to validate the model. So data is very important. The quality of the data, the source of the data is very important. So that's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Dwight. So that's in the interim stage right now. Before, actually, the government will already starting the development of national property database. Yeah. So, but before that, we could work based on any data that are available in the market. Okay, so. Then my next question is to Ms. Zangi. So you are professional business valuers, and I understand that as a valuer we have to adhere to the International Valuation Standard. And under IVS 104, data and inputs, it requires valuers to apply professional judgment to balance the characteristic of relevant data. And this characteristic, as you know, must be accurate, must be complete, must be timely and transparent in the sense that the source of data could be traced from their origin. So we understand that China is in the forefront of the technology, digital technology and AI development in the world. Could you elaborate on how to ensure that this data characteristic, these 4 characteristics of data could be fulfilled while also maintaining data privacy and security?
身为专业的评估师，我们理解在评估工作中整合科技，尤其是人工智能技术，需要依赖可靠的数据输入。根据国际评估准则第104条，数据与输入，评估师应运用专业判断，平衡相关数据的准确性、完整性、时效性、透明性。中国在全球人工智能发展方面处于领先的地位。请问在实践中，如何确保数据在满足以上特征的同时，也能兼顾数据隐私与安全？
Thank you for the translation. Although the accuracy of machine learning is already quite high, as I mentioned earlier, 10% of cases with a different ratio exceeding 100% might be technically acceptable in judicial valuation. However, in practical valuation application, such an error rate is often difficult for the parties involved in a transaction to accept. This is because in many agreement-based transfers, the transaction price is often directly determined based on the valuation result. In the transactions of state-owned assets and listed companies, the difference between the valuation results and the transaction pricing is usually strictly limited. According to relevant regulations, the difference between the transaction price and valuation result generally should not exceed 5% to 10%. In the case of significant asset restructures of listed companies, if the predicted earning deviated significantly from the actual earnings, the valuers may be required to issue a public apology. Such strict requirements are aimed at preventing the loss of state-owned assets and protecting the interests of investors. If AI models are to truly penetrate the core areas of valuation, I think valuers need to be more actively involved in every aspect, from data collection, model building, result output, to model calibration and updates. The trend of technological development is irreversible, and the active participation of valuers will not only align with this trend, but also play a crucial role in driving the future development of the valuation industry. In the face of challenges from AI, valuers can enhance our professional capabilities by delving into complex valuation models and cutting-edge industry knowledge to handle special assets or complicated situations that AI may struggle with, strengthen our interpersonal communication and client relationships, by leveraging our professional experience and judgment. We can provide personalized and customized evaluation advice, which is something AI cannot fully replace. And of course, we need to learn how to use AI tools as auxiliary means to improve our work efficiency, such as for data collection and preliminary analysis, so that more energy can be devoted to core valuation tasks. The China Appraisal Society has undertaken a series of initiatives, including hosting seminars, conducting research projects, organizing regular discussions, and monitoring the application of AI in valuation practices. These efforts have effectively promoted the standardized application and implementation of AI in the valuation field.
Thank you, thank you. Have you ever compared between the AI-derived valuation and the human-derived valuation, as you have mentioned before that, so not to forget that actually Ms. Zhang Yi is from business valuation sphere, yeah? But this 5 to 10% difference between transaction, real value, and valuation derived by human or valuer profession, if we compare this with AI versus human, do you have any figure on that?
The difference rate,
so
5% to 10%.
Oh, okay, that's between AI to human.
No, I mean in the transactions, our valuation results
With
from
the transaction, real transaction.
Yeah, from the real transaction price, the difference rate between them
Yeah.
need to under 10%.
Yeah, but how about AI? Do you have any?
Yeah, as
figure?
I mentioned earlier, the judicial auction, the difference rate, in 90% it almost below 30%. But in the 10% cases, is different rate exceeding 100%. The largest will be 400%. 23 companies result.
Yeah, that will be improved from time to time. Okay, so thank you. And my next question is to Mr. Jinghui Zhang. You have explained before about how data is actually could be recognized in the balance sheet as a data source, part of intangible asset, and there is a data sharing mechanism in China. So I think in the presentation by Zhang Yi, there is a sharing of non-public valuation and non-public company data for valuation analysis. Could you explain more about that?
But data valuation?
Yeah, that data sources and then data as asset. Yeah.
Okay. In the past years, we have a phrase, maybe which can help you to understand what Chinese are doing about data asset. First of all, a couple of years ago, the Chinese central government announced data is already listed as one of 5 resources elements, 5 production resources elements. Altogether, there are 5. There are 5: land, labor, capital, technology, and data. This is the basis for the next steps for the Chinese people and the government to do. One of the 5 production elements. Data as an element for the companies, we always say it, data as resources. What does it mean? Data as resources, just like the other elements, labor, land, capital, technology, should have the efficiency or have the power during the process of production. So this is the key question. The key question: how we will view the data asset. For example, just now I explained to the audience, for our products, 10 years ago, we call it online product. Online means we do valuation through internet. But years later, we call it AI tools to help valuers or fundraisers or FA, all the people to do it. It's a technological tool. Now, just because we just listed the data as an element, we call it data product. The data product, it means data are equal to other products and elements. From the counting point of view, the Chinese Ministry of Finance already launched, I said, interim provision on data asset, how to deal with that asset from the, by accountant. We just listed the data asset equal to intangible asset. Intangible one, for how to, which sector we will put for asset is an intangible one. Intangible one. Usually, we view patents, copyrights, or the other intellectual products as intangible things. But now there's a new item, it's called data resources. Data resources. So that means the old things, patent, intellectual copyrights, same, just sat there, no change. All the product made of data will be listed as a new item in the balance sheet. I can give you example. For the famous ChatGPT, for example. ChatGPT, you can see it as a whole product. Although it's the most advanced product, it's made of data and deal with data, and the output are data product. So this is an advanced one. But for the simple one, you can you just put some resources together. Maybe it is a data collection. Your data collection is the primary product. It also can be seen as asset in the balance sheet. So there are different levels for data product. For our company's product, for example, we can have the data tools to analyze data, but output is data report. It's a valuation report, now it's a data report. In China, there are many data exchange centers. There are different ways to divide the different products. For our company's product, we already listed in the data exchange center called data report. The data report. This is about accounting provision. Another thing is just because the data as an element, now in China already a new industry already appear. We call it a data industry. A data industry, somebody call it the fourth industry. The fourth industry, agriculture industry, service, and data. The fourth sector of the industry. For my company, for example, we are the data technology provider to deal with data. For Baidu, for example, also provide, just like the product Google, you can find out the information you have. It is also a data product. If you look at for example, the training company, they just put textbooks to train the students. This textbook training textbook can be seen as a data content product. So they can be accounted into account. The data content, data technology, data security, data infrastructure. There are different sectors of the industry, of data industry. Okay, thank you.
So data is involved to become important asset, yeah, in the data industry or digital industry, I would say. And with that, I would have our last speaker, Professor Ali Brawi, to give, I think, a vision of, we understand that this is barely in inhabitants in this area, now transformed into a smart city, our Nusantara capital city. So what is the strategy to improve the human capital or the locals that you have said before, and transformation of Nusantara to become, in the next 10 years, really become a vibrant smart city?
Thank you, Ibu Moderator. But first of all, I would like to remind this is from scratch. The Nusantara has been built as a greenfield project. So it is directly impacting the way we construct the project, the way we even valuing the land, for example. At the moment, yes, we employ the existing land value system. But in the next few years later, I believe we use to employ, for example, land value capture and extra. I was a visiting professor to the Department of Quantity Surveying at the University of Malaya. The way of technology advancement will be impacting our profession, like it or not, because it makes our life easier to calculate. But the logic behind of those coding, the logic behind of those machine learning is actually depend on us. So I give a case, like for me, there are three major considerations, important considerations when you decided to use a particular method, particular technology and extra. First, government can provide the public services because that's their duty. Entrepreneurs, investors can come in, join the Nusantara with reasonable profit. The third factor is, it wouldn't be burning for the public society to access those services. So the way that we think, we adjusting the interest for the government, for the investors, as well as the public. The technology that we use, for example, like mentioned earlier by the companies, yes, we use all technology related to data collection. We use a drone, we use the Internet of Things, IoT, sensors and extra, in order to collect all those necessary data. We then build one map Nusantara. You can access the land parcel, you can get the information on land usage, you can get the information on the size, on the anything technical related to the land, and then you can get some insight on how you do your feasibility study and come up with an investment price and an extra. But the way then, how we valuing those land that related to the land clearance for public interest. So is it okay to pay for using the existing as it is method? Or should we start to use how then this will be used later as a commercial area? And for the land clearance purposes, we couldn't use the as it is method, because it is connected to the public interest. So for me, those are data collection. Then we use data analytics. We use AI like machine learning. We use blockchain and extra. It helps us for sure. But again, we deliver, I respond your question, we deliver three major things in Nusantara development. Nusantara is a living lab, ma'am. It's technology innovation testbed. We deliver three major things. First, Nusantara as a delivering the hardware project. Yes, we built buildings, roads, dams, and extra. Second, we deliver software. Hardware, software. Software is the technology itself. That's why you see on how we're testing all the latest technology in Nusantara. Can we build those technology within our own capability? That's the major question. That's why we ask partners from abroad on how we come up with technological center development in Nusantara, for example. Now, soon, the Nusantara Technology and Knowledge Hub will be built by support from our partners from one foreign government, for example. Yeah. The third one is brainware. How this mega project can enhance the capability, not only society, but also for the Indonesian business entity. We couldn't be just a marketer or distributor anymore. We need to come up with the skill that we can produce those technology. Technology is a tool, means at the end of the day, the quality of life of citizen. This is our utmost concern. So related to the brainware, yes, we come up with the most vulnerable group, housewives and disabled. That there will be a Ibu Kota citizen, then they should have this minimum standard skills. That's why we give a consistent training on a coding mom, on coding disabled, even for the solar mama. Because they will be the masyarakat Ibu Kota. They will be they as the new capital city citizen. So the way we see this project is not only about a physical delivery, but also on enhancing our capacity and our competency. So it will impact the provision of valuers, for sure. You need to upgrade with the use of technology and extra. Then also, the underlying, most of works that has been presented is actually building and coming from Indonesian youngsters. They are the one who built this system. Of course, we collaborate, we work together with partners from international. So, as I mentioned, this is the living lab. This will be a case, not only for Indonesia, how we build a smart, sustainable city in the world. We campaign many things about climate change. We campaign about the use of technology and etc. Now, this is time to prove it. And Nusantara is actually a case for the world interest on how we build a new civilization, on the use of technology, maintaining the environment, and also enhancing the quality of life. With that, I conclude my response. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor. So now we reach the final part of this panel discussion, and I would like to have one closing remarks from each speaker. Maybe now I change the order. I would like to have you, Pak, first to have your closing statement.
Closing sentence for me, at the end of the day, all the development should address the quality of life is citizen. Kesejahteraan, kemakmuran, living quality masyarakat, ini yang kita, kepentingan public is everything. That's the number one. Public interest should be above of everything. And then the use of technology is a must. Like it or not. We are living in the digital era, fourth revolution industry. The best thing of this industry is a creativity and technology product. So that's why we can compete with other countries. Because half of them is about the creativity. We have a very huge resources, almost 300 million creativity sources. If we use the revolution, third revolution, second revolution, is a very capital intensive, but now in fourth revolution we can compete head to head, working together in the similar position. So with that, I urge innovators, manufacturers, valuers to join the case of Nusantara, to prove it, working hand to hand on how we build a case for the world on building smart, sustainable city to enhance quality of life. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have almost 300 million heads in this country, so need to be transformed into this digital era, Industrial Revolution 5.0. Okay, so now I would like to have you, Mr. Zhuangzi Yang, yeah, please, to have your closing statement.
But now, I said we are living in a digital era, in a digital economy. We always say the data is driving force. But just like a distinguished speaker said, it is not about data, it is about trust, express trust. I will conclude that data, especially transparent data, can cultivate trust, not only value. So we hope we will have a value-driving digital economy and a digital society in the future. Okay, thank you.
So it's the, thank you. So it's the valuer's obligation to build the trust.
Yes. The valuers should find out the value, and through value to build up the trust between everybody in the future.
Thank you. Okay, next, Ms. Zhang for your closing statement.
Okay. As a valuer, I think we truly faces threatened by AI models. But I think this is the future. We can't draw it back. We should join it and enhance our relevant skills and respect. We and the machine will make the better future about valuation. Thank you.
Okay, for my closing remark, my lecture is about analytics and visualization. So we must understand why we talk so much about data, because inside data there are lots of hidden patterns, hidden trends, things we cannot see. It's always these tools like AI, analytics and visualization that make these patterns alive so we can understand and interpret it. And from there, again, it connects to business value, property valuation and so forth. So data is an asset, a tool which we use to enhance our decision making, more accurate, more timely and so forth.
Thank you.
Yeah, to close off, I just like to quote my founder quotes, basically saying that we in Indonesia do not want just to become a customer, but we would like to become a global contributor as well in the area of technology. So therefore, we're looking forward to collaborate and to make impact the society in Indonesia, regionally, and also global. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Lee Heng. So with that, please give more big applause to our speakers that has delivered remarkable presentation.